started on your Webquest. You've probably been using math modeling or problem solving for a very long time. Like an example, when you were young and your teacher said you have 2 cookies, your friend gives you 3. How many do you have? And you added them together and came up with 5. Well, the problems got a little more difficult as you got older. And your teacher would say you have 24 cookies total. You want to share them with all of your friends. How do you know how many to give to each of your friends? So you would take 24 and you would divide it by the number of friends that you have to make sure that you all had an equal amount, and you would come up with 12 here in this example, the number of cookies that each of you could have. Well, the problems got much more difficult, and now you're doing problems that you can't do in your head so easily. Problems like 23 cookies total. Bob has twice the amount that you have, and you have 5 more than Kayla. How many do each of you have? Well, here you're going to have to use an algebraic equation to figure this out. So you say how many Bob has. He has twice as many. You have a certain amount. Kayla, how many does she have? She has 5 more than you have. You write all of this out, and it all equals the total, which is 23. You solve for x, and you come up with the number that you have, the number that Bob has, and the number that Kayla has. And you can see as the problems become more difficult, math modeling will help you a lot more. And using good problem solving, understanding the problem, gathering the clues, what is the problem, use your tools and solve these problems. The best reason to do this is because it involves logic, reason, perseverance, and creativity, things that you can use no matter who you are, no matter where you live, no matter what you do. An example in our Webquest I'm going to give you is of a restaurant. A person that owns a restaurant obviously has a lot of math that they need to use. And so an example of a slide that you could use would be of an owner deciding where he needs to buy his steaks. Should he buy them from company A? Should he buy them from company B? Well, you have to come up with the equation and then solve for it and show what type of decisions a manager would have to make. Also, how much money are they going to make over the next month or the next 6 months? That's very important to someone who owns a restaurant. Another business that we'll look into and give you an example from is building. Someone who owns a construction company obviously has to use a lot of math. They have to know how many boards they need. They need to know how much of something to buy. So they have to use very detailed numbers. They have, for an example, using a deck, they would have to figure out how big are the boards in order for me to know how many boards to buy, or how much stain do I need to buy to stain it. So remember, through all of these problems, to use good problem-solving skills to follow your steps, and good luck on your journey.